evening, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday's. What are we? No, we're Thursday. Welcome to Thursday's live crafting. I'm usually live on a Wednesday, but something came up last night, so we're here, just sorting my light out, on a Thursday. It's half term as well, so my brain feels a bit frazzled. How is everybody? How are you all doing? Welcome to a few people that are hopping on. Nice to hear you're happy to join me on a Thursday. Hi to Bev, hi to Sharon, hi to Denise, hi to Gina. I hope you're all doing okay. Hi Anne, thanks for joining us. So tonight I'm going to make a pop-up card for you. The fancy folds always seem to go down quite well, so I'm going to make a little pop-up card for you. Just reading a comment. Denise, hope you had a lovely time. Oh yes, I've been on holiday. I forgot about that. So I wasn't live with you last week. Me and my little family, we went off to Somerset for 4 days and had a lovely time. I deleted Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, all off my phone, had a proper digital detox, and it did us all the world of good. So it's nice to come back, and we've had a nice half term. Although it's been quite busy, it has been nice to spend some time with the girls. So back to crafting. I'm going to make a 3D pop-up card for you tonight. I don't have, this is my template, so we're going to wing it tonight. I quite enjoy sharing my creative process with you. So rather than making something beforehand, I do quite enjoy making something off the cup, but not envelopes. So I will pause the video for you, turn my camera around, and you can see what we create together. So bear with me, guys. Okay, so this is my lovely blank desk this evening. So the sort of card that I'm going to create, was quite popular a few years ago, and I haven't seen many around this year, so I thought I'd bring out an oldie but a goodie. And the idea of this card is that it stands like so, and you get a card that looks like that. So we're going to make this together. So I've got a piece of thick Whisper White cardstock, and we are going to start by doing some scoring. So I'm using my trimmer, and I'm using, this is the plain sheet of A4, I haven't cut it at all, and I'm going to start by scoring, and we're going to score it in centimetres. So we're going to score in 7 centimetre intervals. So we're going to score once at 7, and then at 14, and then at 21, and at 28. Okay. Now it's really important not to cut that piece off, because we're going to need that piece. And then I'm going to turn, and I'm going to score it at 7 centimetres, but I'm only going to score, let me turn this round so you can see it a bit better. So I've got my 7 centimetre measurement here. I'm only going to score to this third line. I don't want any scoring in this part here. So line it up at 7, take that to the top, and I'm going to score that to here. And then turn it back round, and then I'm going to cut at 12 centimetres. So you end up with a piece of card that looks like this. So mine is a little bit shorter. These pieces are a little bit shorter because actually it looks better if the top flap is smaller than that bottom one. So now we can burnish all our score lines, and the idea of this card is that it will fold completely flat when you send it, which is always a good thing. Okay, so I've just burnished all those score lines, and then now we can do some cutting. So we're going to cut on every score line to that fold. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one here, Just cut into that fold. The same on this one, and the same on this one. Okay, and then down here you're going to cut down, and then you're going to notch this bit in a bit, and that's going to be how we attach the box together. I'm just going to trim that again because that was a bit crooked. Okay, so now we can fold all of these over, 1, 2, 3, but not that end one. Okay. So then now you end up with something that looks like that. So the reason we haven't scored on that back one is because you want that piece to be whole. You don't want a score line in it because you're not going to fold that over. And then when you do put it in your envelope, you've got something that looks like that. Okay, so now we can start decorating our card, and I have some DSP. I've got some lovely gingham, green gingham. That's from the Hugs set. Is it Heartfelt Hugs? I think it is Heartfelt Hugs. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. And I have the red and white spotty, which is from the Trimming the Town suite. It's got the lovely trees and the houses. Okay, so to start we can cut these pieces down. So we're going to cut 4 pieces for the bottom section of our card. Actually we only need 3 pieces, 1, 2, 3 for the bottom section, and I'm going to go with this lovely red for the bottom. So we're going to take that down by 1/2 centimetre. So we know that these are 7 centimetre squares. So to take that down, we'll just take it down to 6.5 centimetres, and we need 3 pieces. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and we can stick those on like so. And what I like about these cards is that it does build really, really nicely. So just make sure that your spots go in the same direction. You don't want them to be odd. So I'm going to have mine going horizontally, and you get a nice border of white around the edge there. This one can be like so. So the idea is we'll decorate this before we stick it all together. Hi Courtney, hi to Joe who's just joined us, and hi to Jane. Thanks for popping on this evening. I hope you're all very well. So then that we're making a 3D box. Now these pieces here, we need to cut a piece of DSP for there. I'm just going to turn my grid paper over because I'm working in centimetres. So we need to cut a piece that is 6.5 by 4.5, and we need 3 pieces for that. So let's do 4.5. Let's do it this way actually. 6.5 centimetres by 4.5 centimetres. That's it. So what I do with my measurements is I just take everything down by 1/2 centimetre. I find that really works for me, and visually it's a good measurement. I can work in halves, I can't work in 3s and 4s. So then now we can stick these on, and we're going to stick those on at the other side of the panels, and again we're just going to use some Tombow for that. Oh, got a little dimensional stuck. And these cards are really, really handy. This sort of technique is handy if you want to do something a little bit more special, and who doesn't love a special Christmas card? So 2, and 3. Hi Catherine, thanks for joining this evening. We are making a 3D pop-up card. Okay, so now it's starting to come together. I think those papers look really sweet actually together. Quite impressed with those. Now for the back panel, it's always nice to add a piece of DSP in there, and I think I'm going to go with the, actually let's decide together, should I stick the red in the back or shall I stick the green in the back? Bearing in mind it's all very green as you look down on it, I'm inclined to stick the red in there. What do you reckon? I think the red. Yeah, I'm going to go with the red, I think. So this piece of card in there measures 7 centimetres by 12, so we will cut a piece that is 11.5, and again remembering the direction of our spots, so 11.5 by 6.5. Okay. So let's just get this right. That is going like that, so this piece is going in there. I do like the red and white spot. I think it's very festive. It also reminds me of my lovely friend Hilary and her kitchen. Her kitchen is very nice. So, have I just done that right? I have done it right. Well, hey, we're doing better than we did with the envelope. So now we have our little 3D box card, pop-up box card, starting to come together. I'm just going to burnish those edges a bit more because those stick out flaps need to be a little bit flatter. That's better. Yeah, that's better. You want them to kind of stick down a bit. Okay, so again, I'm not going to put that together just yet. I'm going to cut a couple of strips of card now. The measurement, I've got this here, so the measurement of this piece, which is the leftover piece, is 9 centimetres. It actually works out really, really well. So I need to cut 2 strips that are 1 centimetre wide. Actually, let's go for 1.5. That feels a bit thicker. So 1.5 and 1.5. Let's do 3, 1.5. And then I'm going to score these from either end at 1 centimetre. And what these are going to do, these are going to sit as you fold the card, fold them over like so. These are going to sit in here. This is where I need a third hand. I don't want to stick it together until I've done the decorating. These are going to sit in there like so, so that we can attach our pop-up pieces to. Okay, so we've got 3 of those. So they are 9 centimetres wide by 1.5 centimetres, and I'm scoring from both ends at 1 centimetre. We've got 3 of those. Let's just put that trimmer down there now. Okay, so let's fold these over. There's a lot of prep work involved in these cards, but they are worth it. Okay. So now, if we are folding that like so, I am going to pop one of these in like so. So let's have a little bit of stamping seal. Still not convinced with the seal. Okay. So this bit here, I'm going to pop this in turn it over, we might get somewhere. I'm going to pop it in. Yes, it needs to go on there. Right. So this is going to go about 1 centimetre in, like so. And then the next one is going to go about there. So I'm just turning them over. Actually, let's have all of them going the same way because that would make sense. So I'm just moving them on ever so slightly. Okay, so move along about another centimetre and stick that one in. And then with the next one, you do exactly the same. And this is what we're going to attach all our pop-up pieces to, which I haven't made yet, so that's the next step. Okay, so we have our 3 levels that we're going to attach our lovely pieces to, so you now get that effect. Okay, so it's starting to all come together. So let's just put that to one side, and we need some regular Whisper White because we're going to do some stamping. Now I'm going to use my trusty, my favourite Coming Home stamp set for this card. So I'm going to stamp a few images, a few of our lovely houses, and I don't think this one is going to be too big. It might be okay. Let's try it. So let's put these on our block. We'll see how we get on. I'm just going to move these over. This is another handy tip for your stamping. Try and get everything on one block so that you don't need too many blocks. So this is a photopolymer stamp set, so we're going to need a stamping mat underneath our cardstock so that we get a little bit of pressure underneath. I'm using Memento to stamp this because I'm going to colour the images in with stamping blends. Okay, let's just pop that down, give it a good firm press and lift off. Lovely, nice clean stamping. And then we'll need this one. Pop this on here. My desk is starting to feel like it's closing in on me. Right, so that is our little bit of stamping done for the houses. Let's have, well, the Christmas trees are on a block behind me because I've been using those this evening. Let's have a car. And let's have a couple of trees. I'm just going to grab the trees that are behind me. I've been finishing off some cards for some demonstrator friends this evening. We've got a virtual event coming up in a few weeks, and I've been making my swaps. So the idea of swap groups, for those of you that are thinking what is she talking about, swap groups are what us demonstrators like to do when we go to these events. The idea is you make a selection of projects to swap with other demonstrators, and it's great fun, and you get a lovely selection of things in return. So now we can do a little bit of colouring, and Jane, yes, I have made you one as well, so you're very lucky. I made 11 instead of 10 as you told us. Right, so let's do a little bit of colouring. I've got some greens here. I'll colour the trees first because I do like the tree. So I've got light mossy meadow and I've got some old olive. So let's use olive actually. Light old olive. So I'm going to colour the little trees in the light colour. So those of you that are involved in swaps as well, you may now know what I've used for my swaps. For me it was a no-brainer to use this suite. It is my absolute favourite suite in this catalogue. I do think it's just lovely. I've got some glue on my grid paper. I'm just going to get that off. Okay. And then again with the trees, I'm just going round the outside with the light and leaving a gap in the middle. And then I'm going around the edge again with the thinner side in the dark shade, and then filling in with the light one just to bring it all together. Get a really nice blended kind of look doing it that way. And then for the bigger tree, I'm going to use the dark Mossy Meadow. Well, this might be light actually. Well, that's still Old Olive. Oh dear. Where's Mossy Meadow? Got the light Mossy Meadow. And it's just a different shade of green. It's quite nice on these sorts of things to mix and match your colours. Just going to grab the dark one. I have got the dark shade here. Okay. Let's just go over with the dark, and I'm using the fine end with the dark. And don't worry, I'm not going to fussy cut these out tonight, I'm going to die cut them, because this is quite a long live tonight. I felt I owed it to you all for me having neglected you last week. Okay. And then it's filling with the light. Okay, so there we have our trees. I'm going to do the trunks grey, just because why not. Now our little houses, I'm going to start by colouring in the windows, and I'm going to colour the windows in yellow so it looks like someone's got the lights on. And I'm using So Saffron for this. This is the darker shade. I'm just going around the outside with the darker, and then I'm going to fill in with the lighter one in the centres. This set for me just doesn't get old. I don't know about anyone else. I just don't feel like I've had enough of it. I think I would have been quite happy to have only bought this one set this year from the Christmas catalogue. Now let's do the roofs. The roofs I'm going to do in Smoky Slate. Do love a bit of Smoky Slate. I am in need of a new Smoky Slate blend. This one has been used far too much. Just colouring in that roof. And don't forget the chimney down here. The lovely kind of mermaid look on this roof is really sweet. And I'm going to do these panels. I don't think these panels here are windows. I think they're panels on the house. I just coloured in 15 of these houses, 16 of these houses. I was quite happy with that. Oh, I've forgotten the window there. And that one. Let's do this. I'm going to try and colour this one in with the... That's not too bad actually. Yeah, that is definitely running out. Now I'm just going to go over with the dark and just kind of highlight some sections. This roof here and this one here. This grid paper is doing my head in today. Let's just do this little one here. Okay, now we've got our little houses to colour. So I've got a pool party blend and I'm going to colour this house here in with pool party. Pool party is one of the colours that actually coordinates with the suite, and I think this looks really sweet in pool party. It is one of my favourite colours of Stampin' Up as well. Do you have a favourite Stampin' Up colour? Let's have a little debate about what we like the most. Add that to the comments, what your favourite, or not necessarily favourite, but probably your most used, because my favourite Stampin' Up colour isn't necessarily the one that I use the most. Looks sweet in the blue, and I'm going to colour the doors all in different colours. So let's do this door as a blue door. Like so. And then we'll have a little red house as well. I'm going to do this large house as the red one. Catherine's, but she tends to use the Highland Heather a lot and also likes Pool Party. Yeah, Highland Heather and Pool Party are beautiful. They look fab together as well. Great choice there. I quite like that these houses are all straight lines, so it makes colouring in really quite enjoyable. Love the red house. The red house might be my favourite. And let's colour this door in red. Do like the red and the pool party to get together. And then let's have a little greenhouse, but let's use some shaded spruce, which is a really lovely green. So let's do the shaded spruce on here. Well, this is the dark shade. I don't want the dark shade, I want the light shade. Hilary likes balmy blue. Yep, great choice, like a balmy blue. Especially that new balmy blue glimmer paper. How pretty is that? I've been quite taken with that. I'm not normally a glitter person, but I am quite taken with that glimmer paper. So this, going back to what I was saying at the beginning, the creative process for me is to just kind of keep it simple where I can and just build things up gradually rather than kind of throwing everything at it. So that one there. Now this little house here I've forgotten about, so let's colour this in also in red and green, because I like mounting these two houses together to get like a porch effect. Let's use the narrow end. And then while I'm here, what colour shall we do the car? Let's have a little vote. So I'm actually using the Real Red Stampin' blend, and I think it's a nice Christmas red, but I do enjoy a cherry cobbler effect as well. So I'm just going to try and add some shading. And that's the light. I've coloured in with the dark to start with, so that's not going to get very far, is it? Right, so now let's die cut some of these out. Bring in the cut and emboss machine. You should be able to die cut some of these all together, but we'll see. So I'm just bringing in the cut and emboss machine. This is the new one that's available in the annual catalogue. There will be a mini version of this machine, but we don't have a date for it as of yet. A lot of us are hopeful that it will be soon. So let's just grab the dies that go with this, which I'd love to know the location of. Are they on my desk? Oh, I have had them home together. There they are. They're on the desk behind me. So these are the dies that you get that coordinate with this stamp set. So we want the little house, that house, that tree, the car, and that house, and the small tree. So if you don't like fussy cutting, although these houses are really straightforward to cut out, if you don't like fussy cutting, there are dies. Just making a little space. Okay, so these dies, I'm going to secure them with a bit of washi tape so that they don't move. Just realised I haven't got one of my lights on. I thought it was a bit dark tonight. That's a bit better. Let's find the end of my washi. Right, so all I do is I just add a little bit of washi once I'm happy with where that is. Oh, we haven't coloured the car. What colour do we think the car? I'm thinking maybe yellow, because there's quite a lot of red on here already. Let's do this little tree over here, and then I can cut the house out as well. Little house. So this is a great way of cutting everything at once as well. And then the car, let's do the car as well. And we'll colour him in once we've cut it out. Now, can I get that other house on as well? Let's see. Oh, Courtney, yes, love that. Colour the car, Misty Moonlight. I love that idea. I will be hopping over behind me and grabbing that blend. Love that idea. Right, so let's whiz this through like so. I just realised it's round the wrong way. Okay, here we go. It's slipping because I'm on my grid paper. does actually stick to your desk quite nicely. So here we can just pop out all of our little houses, carefully take off your washi tape. 2, 3, 4, and they look really nice all together actually, those houses. 5, 6, the car, which I will colour in shortly, and then we just need to pop the last 2 tree dies on because we've got 4 trees. And 2. That's it. Nearly done. Okay, so that is our die cutting all finished. Pop out the little trees. Okay, and then I'm just going to put all my dies in the pot there. Let's grab a Misty Moonlight. Okay, so Misty Moonlight is one of our in colours for this year. And it's very nice indeed. Is this light? It is light. Okay, so I'm just following this round. Let's do the little wheel arches the same colour, and then have a little bit of grey in the centre and on the bumper, and then we'll have little lights at the end. Okay, so now we can start putting this all together. So let's bring back in our card. And I actually am going to now stick all of this together so that we can see what it looks like. So just adding some glue to the other parts of my card, and then down here we'll add some seal to our flap. So first of all, let's line this up like so, and then now we can stick in our pieces. So I'm just trying to get these nice and straight, and they are. So we have it now like that. So now what we have to decide is where we want our houses to go. So I actually think I'm going to pop that one on the back there, or do we? Do we put this big tall one there like so? Yeah, let's put the tall one at the back. So now I'm going to add seal to the bottom of my house, and I'm just going to move that along a bit and stick that in. Okay, so I'm just moving that up a little bit, and then the next house can be, I don't know if I'm going to use that actually. No, I'm not going to use that. I said I might not, and I'm not. So let's stick this one down here. Like so. That one's just come loose like that. And then the little house can go at the front. I'm going to put that there. With the little car in front. The other thing that's great to use with these cards is glue dots, so that you get a little bit of dimension, and I am actually going to use a mini dimensional for that, and I'm going to use that on the wheels. One there, and one there. This is why sometimes it's easier to assemble this card before you've put it all together, but the reason I haven't done that is because I wanted to get the levels right of the houses. So now we can go in with our Christmas trees. So let's put one, and you can mix and match whether they go behind or in front, and I'm going to put that one in front, I think. And again, I'm using a dimensional for this, just to really make things stand out. Now, if your dies kind of look a bit wafty, just give it a bit of a trim around with your scissors, rather than thinking, oh, that's terrible, I'll cut that out, I'll stamp colour and cut it out again. Just make it work. So then this Christmas tree I can put behind there. Let me know what you think. If this is your sort of Christmas card or a little bit too fussy. You can't really see that tree very much, but we're going to go with it. And I'm going to put a little tree in there, I think. It's just all about the layering of things, like so. And then I may put I'm going to put a Christmas tree in the front there as well, I think. Or do I put it at the back? No, let's put it in the front. Okay. So it's starting to come together, and now we just need to add in a few little sentiments. So I have got, what stamp set did I get? I bought this one in, the Wrapped in Christmas. Friends and family are the truest gifts of Christmas, a little something for you. Let the joy of the season fill your heart, which would kind of go on the front, but I think it would take it over somewhat. Noel, peace on earth. But then I also have this one, which I'm actually tempted to add peace and there, or joy. Should we do joy? Let's do joy. Okay, because I think we have room for joy, for some joy. Let's grab a little block. So my blocks all need a good old clean, so they will go into the house very soon and have a little scrub. So joy, we're going to stamp that in real red. Give that a bit of a stamp like so. And we can use the dies to cut that out. Joy dies. Yeah. So these dies are absolutely fabulous. Love these. You have the outline words and you have some infill details as well. So let's put this around here. Let's take this washi tape off. So that's going to go on there like so. Let's put a bit of washi on that. I won't bring the Stampin' Cut and Emboss back in. I'll whiz that through while it's on my trolley behind me. Okay, so that's just secured on there. So we have it now looking like that, and I think that looks really sweet on there. Joy, pop the die back up there, and then we want, let's have Joy to the World. And we'll do To the World in green. I'm going to grab my garden green ink pad because that is the colour of the DSP, the green on the DSP. Just trim this round. Love these sentiments. They're really handy. Joy to the World, but I actually don't think that stands out very well, so I'm going to grab a die, a label die that I can put behind that. And I think I'm going to go with these ones. So these are the Stitched So Sweetly die. And they're really handy. So let's cut one of those out. And I may not like this once this is on here, because actually I think that takes up too much of that space there. I don't like that. So let's try a little banner instead to pop behind it. So for a little banner, let's use this piece here, which is from the original piece that we cut out. So let's cut a 2-inch strip. And this is where you really do see my creative process, because there's so much of me that thinks, do I like that? Do I not like that? And now I've added the white, I think I prefer it like that. So yeah, I'm going to go for that. Let's just do it. This is the way I work. I have to try things before I settle. So let's have Joy. And then To the World, which is here. Like so. So there we have our little Christmas tree. Now what I would do is I would add another little panel to the back there for my writing. So for that I'm going to bring that down. Let's use this piece of Whisper White. Let's do 6.5. And was that measurement 12? Let's have a look. Yes it was. So let's do 6.5 by 11.5. And we'll stamp a little Christmas tree on there, because why not? Colour it in. I'm going to use Misty Moonlight, Mossy Meadow. It's come together quite nicely now. A little bit of grey on the trunk. We don't have to cut that out. We can just pop that on the back like so, and that's where you would add your writing for when you send that. And as you can see, that now folds completely flat. Okay. So it folds flat and then it pops open, except I've got a dimensional there, it pops open like so. So let me know what you think. I'm quite pleased with that. I think that looks quite sweet. You could add any images to your inside layers. You can do it in any colours. It would look fab with the snowflakes, maybe some of the glimmer paper in there as well. But let me know what you think. I will add in the measurements after for this, so if you did want to recreate it, you'll have the measurements there. This wouldn't fit in a C6 envelope, but you could adapt an envelope for it somehow. Don't ask me, because I'm terrible with envelopes, as you found out last week. So that's it from me tonight. Thank you so much to everyone who stayed with me. It was a bit of a long one tonight. I am next live here on Sunday evening at 8:30, and then Monday at 12:30. So I hope to see some of you back then. If you have any questions about any of the products or techniques I've used, feel free to drop me in a message. I'll try and come back to you as quickly as I can. And if not, I hope to see you all or speak to you all very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.